You know that feeling when you're staring at a blank page? That was me every single day for 3 whole months. I remember sitting at my desk, trying to come up with just one good idea. Anything. But nothing came. My mind was as empty as that white screen in front of me. This can't be happening. I used to be the idea person, the one who always had something creative to share. But here's the thing about creativity, and I'd learned this the hard way. It's not some magical gift that some people have and others don't. It's more like a muscle. And just like any muscle, if you don't use it right, it gets weak. Want to know the crazy part? The solution was so much simpler than I thought. See, I spent years believing that creative people were just born different. Wrong. What I discovered changed everything. And I mean everything about how I approach creativity now. Ready for the best part? I'm going to show you exactly how I went from complete creative burnout to having more ideas than I can handle. And trust me, if it worked for someone as stuck as I was, it can work for anyone. But before we jump into the how-to stuff, let me tell you something important. This isn't about becoming the next Picasso or Einstein. This is about unlocking your creative potential in your way for your goals. Sounds good? Then let's dive into the first game-changing habit that turned everything around for me. Chapter 1. Your brain on autopilot. Let me ask you something. What did you have for breakfast 3 days ago? I can't remember? That's exactly what I'm talking about. When we do the same things over and over, our brain goes into what I like to call zombie mode. And here's the scary part. Your brain loves being on autopilot. It's comfortable, it's easy, it's boring. Think about your daily routine. Wake up, coffee, work, Netflix, sleep, repeat. Your brain is basically sleeping while you're awake. Want to know what really kills creativity? It's not lack of talent, it's not lack of time. It's this comfort zone we've built ourselves. I discovered this by accident one morning when my coffee maker broke. No coffee? It felt like the end of the world. But that tiny change in my routine, it woke up my brain like an ice-cold shower. Here's what happens in your brain when you're on autopilot. Nothing new gets in, nothing exciting comes out. It's like trying to watch Netflix with your internet disconnected. Just that same loading circle going round and round. But guess what? Your brain is starving for new experiences. It's literally begging you to shake things up. And I'm not talking about anything crazy here. You don't need to move to a different country or quit your job. Sometimes all it takes is eating your breakfast with your other hand or taking a different route to work. Ready for the fun part? I'm going to show you how to wake up your brain without turning your life upside down. Chapter 2. The Shower Breakthrough. Okay, here's a weird question. Where do you get your best ideas? Let me guess, in the shower, or maybe while walking your dog, or right before falling asleep. It's not a coincidence. And I'm about to tell you why. See, I used to think I was just weird. Every time I had a problem I couldn't solve, the answer would pop into my head while I was shampooing my hair. How does that make any sense? But here's the mind-blowing part. Your brain does its best work when you're not trying to be creative. I know, it sounds crazy, but stick with me here. Think about it. What do all these moments have in common? You're doing something so simple, so mindless, that your brain gets bored, and that's when the magic happens. Your brain is like a playful puppy. The moment you stop chasing it, it comes running back to you with all the toys. Want to know the best part? You can create these moments on purpose. You don't have to wait for your next shower to have a breakthrough. I call them mindless moments. And once I learned how to use them, my creativity went through the roof. The dishes? That's idea time now. Folding laundry, perfect for solving problems. But, and this is super important, you need to be ready to catch these ideas when they come. Because trust me, they're like dreams. If you don't grab them right away, poof, they're gone. Ready to learn how to create your own mindless moments? Let's turn those boring tasks into your personal idea factory. Chapter 3. Location Matters. Quick question. Have you ever noticed how your bedroom feels different from your kitchen? Of course it does. One's for sleeping, one's for cooking. Duh, right? But here's something wild I discovered. Your brain acts totally different in different spaces. And this changed everything about how I work. Let me tell you what happened. I used to do everything at my desk. Work, eat, watch videos, try to be creative. Big mistake! My desk had become like that junk drawer we all have, you know, the one with batteries, old receipts, and that mysterious key you're afraid to throw away. My brain didn't know what it was supposed to do there anymore. Want to know what fixed this? I created what I call my idea spots. Super simple change. Huge results. First spot, my creativity corner, just a comfy chair, good light, and no phone. That's it. Nothing fancy. Second spot, my getting stuff done zone. Clean desk, water bottle, and zero distractions. When I sit there, my brain knows it's go time. Here's the crazy part. Just moving between these spaces makes my brain switch modes automatically. It's like magic, except it's not. It's just how our brains are wired. And the best thing? You don't need a huge house or fancy office. Even a different corner of the same room works. It's all about creating those mental boundaries. Chapter 4. The time trick. Let me tell you my biggest time mistake. I used to think I could be creative any time of day. Wrong. So wrong. Remember when you were in the school trying to study late at night? How did that work out? Yeah, exactly. Your brain was basically saying, nope. Here's what nobody tells you about creativity. It has a schedule. And once I figured this out, it was like finding a cheat code for my brain. Want to know something crazy? Your brain is like a battery, but it doesn't charge the way you think. Some hours you're a genius and others, well, let's just say opening a jar of pickles feels like rocket science. I discovered my best creative time by accident. It was 6:30 a.m. I know. Who wants to wake up that early? But hear me out. Your brain is like a fresh cup of coffee in the morning, hot and ready to go. By afternoon, it's more like lukewarm tea you forgot about. But here's the good news. You don't need to become a morning person. Everyone has their own perfect time. Some people get their best ideas at midnight. The trick is finding your power hours. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. No fancy apps, no complicated charts. Just a super simple way to track when your brain is on fire. Think of it like this. You wouldn't try to take photos in the dark, right? So why force yourself to be creative when your brain's batteries are low? Ready to find your perfect creative time? Let's unlock those golden hours where everything just flows. Chapter 5. The 2-minute rule. Want to know the biggest lie about creativity? That you need hours of free time to make something good. Nope. Let me show you something that will blow your mind. I call it the 2-minute rule, and it's exactly what it sounds like. 2 minutes? What can you possibly do in 2 minutes? Well, let me tell you what happened last Tuesday. I had this huge project due, and my brain felt like mush. You know that feeling, right? When even choosing what socks to wear feels like rocket science. So here's what I did. I set my phone timer for 2 minutes. That's it. Just 2 minutes to write any idea that came to mind. No judging, no fixing, no thinking too hard. And you know what's crazy? The time that timer went off, I didn't want to stop. It's like magic. Once you start, your brain actually wants to keep going. Here's why it works. Your brain is like a scared cat. Try to grab it and it runs away. Leave the door open and it comes right in. 2 minutes. That's all it takes to trick your brain into thinking, oh, this isn't so bad. It's like telling yourself you'll only eat one chip. We all know how that ends up. The best part? You can use this trick for anything. Writing, drawing, planning, even cleaning your room. Just 2 minutes. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Half the time, you'll end up working way longer than 2 minutes. Shh. Don't tell your brain that's the plan. Ready to try the 2-minute rule? Let's do it right now. Chapter 6. The nature connection. Here's a weird question. When was the last time you just watched a tree? No phone, no music, just you and the tree. I know what you're thinking. Is this guy really telling me to stare at trees? Yes. And I'll tell you why this changed everything for me. Last year, I was stuck on this huge project. My brain felt like an overheated computer. You know, when your laptop fan goes crazy. Nothing was working. Then my dog needed a walk. Not wanting to, I dragged myself outside. And that's when something amazing happened. The ideas just started flowing. Not while I was trying to force them, but while I was watching leaves dance in the wind. Crazy as that. See, your brain loves nature. It's like a reset button. All those patterns, colors, and movements, they're like a massage for your tired mind. But here's the best part. You don't need to go camping in the woods or climb a mountain. Tiny plant on your desk, a quick walk around the block, or even just looking at clouds through your window. It all works. Think of nature as your creativity's best friend. When your brain's stuck, your friend's there to help. When you need new ideas, friends got your back. The trick is to make it super easy. Put a plant where you can see it. Take the long way home sometimes. Look up at the sky more often. Chapter 7. The music effect. Let me tell you about my biggest creative breakthrough. It wasn't a fancy course, it wasn't an expensive tool, it was a playlist. I know. Sounds too simple, right? But stick with me here, because this is going to blow your mind. It's like having a creativity switch in your brain. Here's what happened. I noticed something weird. Every time I heard rain sounds, my brain would just flow. Ideas would pop up like mushrooms after rain. But it gets better. Different sounds create different kinds of ideas. Need to focus? Ocean waves. Wild ideas? Jazz. Need to get stuff done? Video game music. Think about it. Why do coffee shops work so well for creativity? It's that perfect mix of coffee grinding, quiet chatter, and background music. It's like a creativity cocktail for your brain. But here's the thing. You need to find your sounds. What makes your brain dance? For some people, it's complete silence. For others, it's heavy metal. I started making different playlists for different types of work. Crazy ideas playlist? Pure chaos. I focused work playlist? No words, just flow. Want to know the coolest trick? When you play the same sounds each time you create, your brain starts to recognize it as a signal. Like a dog hearing the treat bag open. The best part? You don't need special equipment or fancy speakers. Even the simplest earbuds can unlock this superpower. Chapter 8, The Movement Magic. Want to know a weird thing about your brain? It hates sitting still. Seriously, your brain gets mad when you trap it in a chair all day. I learned this the hard way. 3 hours into a project, staring at my screen like a zombie. My back hurt, my eyes hurt, and my ideas gone. Then my phone buzzed. Time to stand. You know, one of those annoying reminders we usually ignore, but this time, I actually did it. And oh my goodness. It was like someone pressed my reset button. Just walk into the kitchen and back, boom! New ideas, fresh energy, problem solved. Here's what's really happening. When you move, your brain gets a party. More oxygen, better blood flow, and all these happy chemicals start dancing around up there. But wait, you don't need to run a marathon. Tiny movements make a huge difference. Stand up during phone calls. Do a little dance while waiting for coffee. Stretch when you're stuck. I started calling these my idea walks. Whenever I hit a wall with my work, I don't sit there struggling anymore. Nope, I get up and move. The crazy part? The solution usually hits me when I'm not thinking about the problem. Like magic. Except it's just your brain loving that movement. Even right now, I'm walking while recording this. Can you tell? My ideas flow so much better when I'm moving. Chapter 9, The Sleep Solution. Let me tell you about my biggest creative mistake. I used to think sleeping was a waste of time. 4 hours a night, energy drinks for breakfast. I was crushing it. You know what was really getting crushed? My creativity. And I had no idea. Picture this. Me at 3 a.m. staring at my computer, thinking I'm having these amazing ideas. The next morning, I look at my work and, oh no, it's complete nonsense. Here's what hit me like a ton of bricks. Your brain is like a phone battery. You wouldn't start your day at 20%, right? So why do we think our brain can run on empty? But wait, it gets better. Your brain does something incredible while you sleep. It takes all the random stuff from your day and turns it into ideas. Think about it. How many times have you woken up with the perfect solution? That's not luck. That's your brain working the night shift. I started treating sleep like my secret creativity weapon. 7 to 8 hours, same time every night. No phone, no screens, just pure brain recovery time. Want to know something crazy? After just 1 week of good sleep, I had more ideas in my morning shower than I used to have in a whole month of all-nighters. The best part? You don't need fancy sleep gadgets or expensive mattresses. Just give your brain the rest it's begging for. Chapter 10, The Food Factor. Want to know what killed my creativity faster than anything else? Skipping breakfast and living on energy drinks. I thought I was saving time. Boy, was I wrong. Here's what my typical day used to look like. Wake up, grab a Red Bull, maybe a candy bar if I was feeling fancy. By 2 p.m., total brain fog. No ideas, no energy, just me staring at my screen like a zombie. But then something crazy happened. My doctor looked me straight in the eye and said, "Your brain isn't a car. You can't run it on empty and just fill it with gas later." Think about it. Your brain is like a super picky sports car. Put in the wrong fuel, it's not going anywhere fun. And the wild part? The right fuel isn't those $8 Brain Boost smoothies. I started doing these super simple things. Actual breakfast instead of just coffee. A water bottle on my desk instead of 5 cans of Monster. And this is going to sound so obvious. I started eating real food at real times. The difference? Mind blowing. No more 3 p.m. crashes, no more fog brain. And my ideas? They started flowing like a river. Here's what nobody tells you about creativity: it needs fuel. Those $50 supplements promising to make you a genius. Just regular, simple, real food. Think of your brain like a happy pet. Feed it well, give it water, and it'll do amazing tricks for you. Forget to feed it? Well, good luck getting anything done. Chapter 11. The color impact. Want to know something weird about your brain? It gets super excited about colors. And I'm not talking about some fancy color theory here. I'm talking about something way simpler. I discovered this by accident when my laptop died. No more staring at that boring white screen. I grabbed my old notebook, this bright yellow one I never used, and boom, ideas started flowing. Here's what's happening in your brain. It's like a kid in a candy store. White walls, white paper, white screens. It's like eating plain rice every day. Boring. I started testing different colors. Not because I read some $97 course about color psychology. Nope, just grabbed whatever made me feel good. And guess what? Red sticky notes got me fired up for brainstorming. Blue paper kept me calm while writing. That yellow notebook? Perfect for wild ideas. You don't need to paint your whole room rainbow colors. Though that would be pretty fun. Just add little pops of color where you work. Bright coffee mug, some colorful pens, maybe a fun mouse pad. The crazy part? Different colors work for different people. That's why those use blue for creativity articles are kind of silly. Think of colors like music for your eyes. Some songs pump you up, others calm you down. Colors do the same thing. You just have to find your playlist. And the best part? You don't need to buy anything fancy. That pack of highlighters in your drawer, that's all you need to start. Chapter 12. The Digital Detox. Let me tell you about my biggest distraction. My phone, or as I like to call it now, my idea thief. Picture this. You're about to start working on something cool. Then, ding, Instagram notification, buzz, new email, ping, breaking news. And just like that, poof, your creative flow is gone. I used to think I was good at multitasking. Answering texts while working, checking Twitter while brainstorming. Boy, was I kidding myself. Want to know something scary? Every time you check your phone, it takes your brain about 23 minutes to get back into creative mode. Not 23 seconds, 23 minutes. But here's the good news. You don't need to throw your phone out the window. No need for one of those $200 digital detox retreats in the woods. I started super small. Just 1 hour of phone-free time. Not even a full hour, just 45 minutes. Put my phone in another room, set a kitchen timer, and magic! The first 5 minutes were torture. My hand kept reaching for the phone that wasn't there. But then something amazing happened. My brain started playing again. Think about it like this. Your creativity is like a shy cat. Every notification is like a loud noise, scaring it away. Give it some quiet time and it'll come out to play. The best part? Your messages will still be there in 45 minutes. But you know what else will be there? Your awesome new ideas. Chapter 13. The Social Spark. Want to know the weirdest thing about creativity? Sometimes you need people, and sometimes you need to be alone. And knowing when to switch between the two, that's where the magic happens. I used to think I had to choose. Either join one of those $1.50 per month mastermind groups or become a total hermit in my home office. Turns out, that's not how it works at all. Here's what I discovered. Your brain has different social needs at different times. When you're starting something new, that's when other people's energy can light you up. When you're deep in the work, brain needs quiet time. Think of it like a party. Sometimes you're in the middle of the dance floor, getting energy from everyone around you. Other times, you're on the balcony watching the stars, having your best ideas in peace. The cool part? You don't need to join some fancy creative co-working space for $300 a month. Just grab a coffee with a friend who gets you excited about ideas, or chat with your neighbor about their garden. And here's a fun trick. When you do need alone time, you don't have to hide in a cave. Put on headphones, even without music. People will leave you alone, and your brain gets that peaceful space it needs. The magic is in the mix. Like making the perfect smoothie. A little bit of social energy, a little bit of solo time. Blend it up just right. And remember, some days you'll want to talk to everyone. Other days you just want to hide under your blanket. Both are totally okay. Chapter 14, The Curiosity Catalyst. Want to know the real secret to creativity? It's not about having all the answers. It's about asking better questions. I used to think I needed to buy some $97 online course on mastering creative thinking, or download one of those $9.99 question prompt apps. But then I discovered something so simple. Here's what happened. 5-year-old nephew came to visit, and you know what he did? He asked, why? About everything. Why is the sky blue? Why do cats purr? Why can't we eat ice cream for breakfast? At first, it drove me crazy. But then I noticed something. Every time I had to answer one of his questions, my brain started playing again. It was like someone turned on a light in my head. So I started playing this game. Every time I looked at something, I'd ask 3 questions. What if it was different? Why is it this way? What else could it be? And here's the fun part. You can do this anywhere. Stuck in traffic? Ask questions. Waiting for coffee? Ask questions. Brushing your teeth? You get the idea. The best questions are the silly ones. What if clouds were square? What if phones could float? What if dogs could talk? The sillier the question, the more fun your brain has answering it. Think of your brain like a playful puppy. Questions are like throwing it a ball. It can't help but chase after them. And just like a puppy, it brings back all sorts of unexpected treasures. Chapter 15, The Play Principle. Here's something crazy I discovered. The more I tried to be professional about creativity, the worse my ideas got. When I started playing around, boom, magic happened. I used to sit at my desk with my $200 ergonomic chair and my official brainstorming notebook, trying to force good ideas. Talk about making creativity feel like a trip to the dentist. Then one day, I knocked over my coffee and it made this weird shape on my paper. Instead of getting mad, I started drawing little doodles around it. And suddenly, I had more ideas in 10 minutes than I'd had all week. I started keeping toys on my desk. Not expensive stress relief gadgets or $30 executive desk toys. Just fun stuff. A rubber duck, some building blocks, even those silly googly eyes. Want to know something funny? The more I let myself goof around, the better my work got. It's like my brain was saying, finally, you're letting me have some fun. Now I make everything a game. Stuck problem? Draw it like a comic. Too many options? Turn them into characters and make them battle it out. My coworkers think I'm weird, but hey, it works. The best part? Play is free. You don't need special equipment or fancy training. Your imagination is already an expert at it. You just need to let it out to play. Here's what I learned. Creativity isn't about being serious. It's about being free. Like a kid with a cardboard box, seeing all the amazing things it could become. Chapter 16, The Failure Friend. Want to know my biggest creative secret? Stop being afraid of messing up. No, I didn't take some $2,000 fear-busting workshop to figure this out. Here's what happened. I was working on this project, trying to make everything perfect, deleting stuff, starting over, beating myself up. You know how it goes. Then my nephew showed me his Lego creation. It was this weird mix of dinosaur, rocket ship, and was that a pizza? It's perfect. And you know what? He was right. See, kids don't worry about making mistakes. They don't sign up for failure management seminars or buy confidence boosting programs. They just try stuff. So I started playing this game. Every time I messed up, instead of getting mad, I'd say, cool, what can I learn from this? Like a detective looking for clues. The crazy part? The more I welcomed mistakes, the less scary they became. That wrong line in my drawing. Maybe it's actually showing me a better way. That failed idea? Maybe it's just a seed for something awesome. Think of failures like those little paper airplanes we made as kids. Some crashed right away. Some flew backwards. But each crash taught us something new about making them fly. I started keeping a cool fails collection. Not some fancy personal development journal. Just a fun list of things that didn't work. Yet. It's like my own little museum of happy accidents. And here's the best part. Once you make friends with failure, your creativity just explodes because now you're not afraid to try those wild ideas. Chapter 17, the capture system. Want to know what's worse than having no ideas? Having great ideas and losing them. And no, you don't need some $49.99 ultimate idea capture app to fix this. I used to think I needed the perfect system. Tried all those fancy note-taking apps, bought a $50 creative person's idea journal, even tried that $200 smart notebook that uploads to the cloud. Guess where my best ideas ended up? On the back of old receipts. Here's what I learned. Your brain doesn't care how you catch ideas. It just wants to know they're safe somewhere. Like catching butterflies. Any net will do. Just don't let them fly away. So I started doing something super simple. Put paper and pens everywhere. By my bed, in my pocket. Stuck a pencil and sticky notes in the shower. Yeah, I got some weird looks at the office. Think of ideas like cats. They show up at the weirdest times. 3 a.m., walking the dog, in the middle of a burger. Your idea cat doesn't care about your schedule. The trick isn't how you catch them. It's making it so easy you can't not catch them. I use napkins, my phone's voice notes, even send emails to myself. And here's the fun part. Once you start catching ideas, more start showing up. It's like your brain thinks, hey, they're actually listening to me. Let me send more. The best part? When you need inspiration, just dig through your collection. Those random scribbles become creative gold. Chapter 18, the routine rebel. Let me tell you about the day I became a rebel. I didn't buy a leather jacket or a motorcycle. I just took a different route to work. You should have seen my brain freak out. Wait, this isn't our usual coffee shop. It's not our normal crosswalk. What is happening? But then something amazing happened. Brain started noticing things. New shops I'd never seen. Cool street art. It was like someone turned on the HD version of my world. See, our brains get super lazy when we do the same things every day. No, you don't need to book a $5,000 creative retreat in Bali to wake it up. Just trick it with tiny changes. Want to know my favorite rebel moves? Brush your teeth with your other hand. Eat breakfast for dinner. Wear your watch on the other wrist. Small stuff, but it makes your brain go, whoa, what's going on here? Think of your routine like a dance. Same steps every day? Boring. Throw in some silly moves? Now we're having fun. I started calling them my micro-adventures. Try a new flavor of coffee. Talk to someone in the elevator. Sit at a different desk. Every tiny change is like a little creativity vitamin. The best part? These small rebellions start adding up. Your brain gets more curious, more playful, more alive. It's like training for the Creativity Olympics. And here's the secret. You can't mess this up. Any change from your routine is a win. Even getting lost can be an adventure. And there you have it. 20 simple ways to unlock your creativity. No expensive courses, no fancy gadgets, just real stuff that actually works. Remember, creativity isn't some magical gift that only special people have. It's not about buying the right tools or following some guru's master plan. It's about giving yourself permission to play. Whether you're an artist, a business person, or just someone who wants more creative energy in your life, you've already got everything you need. Your brain is ready to create. It's just waiting for you to say, go. So start small. Start silly. Start today. Put some googly eyes on your stapler. Take a different route home, or just doodle something while drinking your coffee. That's all it takes to begin. And hey, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more simple creativity tips. We're just getting started. Now go out there and create something. Anything. And remember, the best time to start being creative is right now.